Nobody talks about this, but a large body of research suggests that, on average, people tend to weigh losses about twice as heavily as gains of the same size. So why does losing $20 bite almost twice as hard as finding $20 feels good? Why did Delta, in 2012, and then United in 2017 build basic economy with red X's that show what you'll lose, not what you'll get? And why do you, yes you, drive back across town for a forgotten $20, but ignore a $20 discount you could have claimed with one click? Most people think it's about the money itself, 20 in, 20 out, simple arithmetic. Or they'll say it's personality. Some of us are risk-averse, some of us are thrill-seekers. That story sounds tidy. It explains why you groan at a parking ticket and barely smile at a surprise rebate check. But that's not what's actually happening. I'll be honest, when I first heard the near 2x figure, I thought it was a lab trick. Then I checked the evidence. A recent review in the Journal of Economic Literature reported that losses are typically weighted nearly twice as much as gains. Recent research suggests this pattern holds across different amounts of money. Small amounts, large amounts, same asymmetry. Now here's the part I wasn't expecting. The architecture inside your head is doing most of the work. Let me show you where the facade cracks. United introduced basic economy fares in 2017, following Delta, which had launched a similar fare earlier. Picture the booking page, a neat comparison grid. The cheap fare has red X's for seat choice, carry-on, ticket changes. The next fare up has green checks, same airplane, same safety, but the cheapest option is framed as a bundle of subtractions. You might think it's about a budget win, not quite. The conflict is psychological. That grid makes you feel you're about to lose things you assumed were yours. The twist is simple and ruthless. The upsell isn't selling you something, it's allowing you to avoid a loss, and people pay for that. Seriously, but that's not even the weird part, because this same quirk shows up when there's no corporation anywhere near you. In lab settings and field data, people will walk farther to avoid a parking meter fine than to pick up the same amount in a coupon. That line of research finds the loss versus gain gap at $5 and still finds it when you scale up. Okay, but listen to this. Brain imaging studies show that when you anticipate losing money, alarm regions like the anterior insula and parts of the anterior cingulate cortex show increased activity, some of the same circuitry that processes physical pain and threat. Gains tend to produce weaker responses in those alarms. Think about that. Your nervous system treats a $20 loss like a small injury, but a $20 gain like a pleasant breeze. Here's where the story takes a turn. This isn't all bad. Sometimes designers use it to help you. In the early 2000s, a well-known study by Madrian and Shea found that switching a 401k plan from opt-in to opt-out significantly increased participation rates. Setup: new hires used to ignore the paperwork. Conflict: nothing else changed except one line: you start saving unless you tell us not to. Twist: opting out felt like losing future money, so people didn't. Defaults harness the same circuitry that makes losses sting, but in this case it nudged workers toward a cushion they actually wanted. Stay with me, it gets stranger. Now, I want you to pause and think about this for a second. The brain has two main corridors for value: a threat corridor that reacts fast to potential harm, and a reward corridor that's pickier, slower, more about patterns. The threat corridor, that insula ACC network, is like smoke detectors in every room, overlapping coverage, too many false alarms on purpose. The reward corridor, ventral striatum, bits of prefrontal cortex, is more like skylights, great when the sun is out but not designed for urgency. Evolution didn't build a balanced mansion, it built an overinsured one, which is striking. Replication efforts published around 2020 backed up the core phenomenon with fresh samples. Across tasks and stakes, losses loom larger. That's not random, it's adaptive. Creatures that overreact to losses survive more than creatures that underreact. Wonder break for a breath. Instead of seeing this as a flaw, look at the elegance. Your nervous system shaped the floor plan so exits are obvious and alarms are loud. You don't notice the workmanship until the drill goes off. And here's where you come in. You've probably noticed this without realizing it: free shipping thresholds. In 2013, Amazon raised the minimum for Super Saver shipping from $25 to $35 for non-Prime customers. What happened? People started tossing in a $6 add-on to dodge a $5.99 shipping fee. That's irrational on paper, but in the brain that fee is a red X, a loss that stings while the extra sponge or notebook feels like avoiding pain. Wait, there's one detail I haven't told you yet. A tiny switch in these interfaces that flips your brain from maybe gain to certain loss. Hold that thought. And small design choices turn your alarms on or off. When a site pre-selects faster shipping, unchecking the box doesn't feel like saving $4. It feels like losing speed you already had. When a subscription starts with premium features included, downgrading doesn't feel like being smart. It feels like giving something up. That switch has a name, the default. It creates instant endowment. The moment something is framed as already yours, removing it is coded as a loss. You feel it almost twice as much as the equally sized win. Yeah, nearly every time. So what do you do with this? First, zoom back to the biology. Losing money reliably recruits pain processing networks. Finding the same money doesn't deliver a matching jolt of reward. That asymmetry doesn't vanish when the stakes change. Recent work suggests it shows up from coffee money to bigger bets. It's personal. It's daily. It's why you'll eat an entree you don't like because you paid for it, and delay returning a $20 item because the hassle feels like another loss. And it's why the basic economy grid works without saying a word. Okay, so here's the weird comfort. Once you can point to the alarm, you can negotiate with it. Losing $20 tends to feel nearly twice as painful as finding $20 feels good, because people generally experience losses more intensely than equivalent gains, a phenomenon known as loss aversion. The sting is real. Your brain's pain alarm is doing exactly what it was built to do. Now you have a lever. Notice the frame, watch the default, and decide if the red X is a real fire or just a loud toaster. An adjacent field has taken this same principle far further than anyone openly discusses. When was the last time you added a cheap extra to hit a free shipping bar or paid up to escape basic economy? What did you add or avoid for roughly $20? Next time you see a pre-checked box for Express, try unchecking it and feel what your insula says. And when you feel that tiny drop in your stomach from a crumpled $20 on the sidewalk, remember, to your brain that scrap of paper is a smoke detector.